Today, on the Tom Kearin Channel, no healing, no manifesting, no process, and the pain vanished. She manifested perfect health. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin Channel in studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the Tom Kearin Channel. In our recent video on the Be Something Wonderful YouTube channel, we shared the story of one of you who manifested a $500,000 dream home with no dollars, with $0. This was a powerful story, and you shared how you did it without endless processes and endless techniques, without trying to control and flip your thoughts and feel better. Really powerful. Well, today we're going to share another story and how they did it. How this particular subscriber healed herself of this chronic condition. And I'm going to start with her email that she sent us, because really there's no better way than her telling this story. It's so powerful. It moved me. That's how powerful it is. Let's get started. Hello, Tom. I want to write you to let you know how your teachings have changed my life story. And she had, in parentheses, she had old story, my life old story. I used to be disabled in constant pain from an unhealable, and she had this also in quotations, unhealable injury to my leg. Unhealable, right? I was told I would never be able to walk properly and could never hike again, which is something I have to do, no bending or lifting either, which made my love of gardening pretty much undoable. Just reading this word for word, very powerful. So told that she'd never be able to walk properly again. She wouldn't be able to do the things that she loves to do. I had done all, hear this, I had done all the surgeries and medications the doctors suggested, done alternative healing techniques, Reiki, sound healing, Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, sometimes in meditation for hours a day. I had to do these meditations laying down because I couldn't sit up for any extended period of time. Wow. I also did Dolores Canyon's hypnosis session, even Dolores Canyon. The current gurus and the old group and the gurus of past, right? Nothing worked. No treatment other than high dose of THC oil I would take at night so I could fall asleep. This was my old life for 5 years. Wow. During this time, I studied. I started with an expensive $7,000, she said, $7,000. I started with an expensive Thinking into Results course. That was the name of the course, I guess. And she said the course was good material-wise. Material-wise, it was good content, since it was based on Neville's teachings, Neville Goddard. And she says, I wrote 100 affirmations a day, watched the videos as prescribed, did the daily 6 a.m. group Zoom calls. So this course had daily Zoom calls, had them writing 100 affirmations a day, but really didn't get results. Of course not. I then started studying with Dr. Joe Dispenza. My understanding of what this place we call reality grew. I studied quantum physics, sacred geometry, how sound and frequency works, became a Kundalini Reiki master. Wow! But still no real change. It wasn't until I had a breakup, hear this, with my boyfriend this past November. And I was desperate to get him back. And she had in parentheses, manifesting coach hopping. She was hopping to coach after coach. When I stumbled on needing to change my self-concept. Right now, she said I was manifesting coach hopping, but I've never met her. This is an email we received from her, right? And so this is her going from coach to coach. When I stumbled on needing to change my self-concept. So now she's moving to the idea, oh, okay, I have to change my self-concept. She said, this led me to reprogramming my subconscious, digging into my childhood trauma, sleep affirmations, mental diets, all the exhausting processes. I became more and more stressed out, burnt out from efforting. I remember saying, I don't want to do all these things. I want it to be easy. Now hear this. This was her turning point as I read this. She got to this point, I don't want to do this anymore. I want it to be easy, powerful, passionate desire and intention. Wow. And then she says, I found another YouTube coach that I loved. Just not quite what I was resonating with. So they found someone they loved, but they weren't resonating with this person. In this particular coach, he had mentioned your name in one of his videos. Well, thank you for whoever you are. But I didn't search you out. You came up as the first video in my recommended list. So you get YouTube videos recommended to you. And then she says, I watched and knew immediately this was it! Explanation point. Everything was so simple. I watched some more, your subconscious playlist. We have a playlist on the subconscious mind. And most popular videos playlist. We also have one, I think we call the most powerful or popular playlist. To get an understanding of your teachings. I stopped all techniques other than saying, I am God and there is no other. Remember, there was a video on that list of one of you that manifested millions of dollars, right? That this is a video, this was an email we received by moving to that idea that I am God and there is no other. As well as I am love, I am perfection, my body is perfect and I've always has been. I'm chosen and I have been. I do this before bed and then go to sleep. And here it is. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks and guess what? No pain, gone. This is her words, explanation for it. Guess what? No pain, gone. A new perfectly healthy me. Your video on being the one who was never sick is amazing. We did a few videos that you want to move to the version of you that never needed healing, that was never sick. And she says, now for the other areas of my life, I'm not obsessing over my SP, still living in my end with him, but only 2 to 3 second visualization when he comes to mind. I'm living my dream life right now. Another great video. We did a couple videos on living your dream life. I manifested new floors for free for my rental unit. I had new flooring and my sister called me out of the blue the day after the dream video, the day after she watched the dream video that we did, and has given me the exact amount of flooring I need to do my entire apartment. Wow. Abundance in every area of her life. I also think it would be nice if someone gave me $1,000 because there were some other things I would like to buy. We did a video on one of you that received $1,000 from your uncle. Really well equipped in these videos. Sorry for the really long email, but there's one more thing I have to share. This is powerful, right? After I had decided I was already in my dream life and watching the one about Mary Poppins, we did a few videos on the idea of the 1960s movie Mary Poppins. The idea of just jumping into your reality. Mary Poppins saying, why do you always complicate things to Bert? 1, 2, 3 and jump into it. And she says, I was laying down for a nap and this is what happened. I fell asleep on my couch. I couldn't open my eyes. Almost asleep, but not asleep. In other words, in a state akin to sleep. Right? I was in a dream where I was in some sort of hotel. I got in one elevator to go up to the 7th floor, but the one I was in only had numbers 2 and 9 on it. I like this again, this idea of 7 coming up. That the biblical meaning, meaning completion, meaning absolute knowing, meaning that perfection that you are. It couldn't stop on the 7th floor. This is what she said. So I quickly got out and jumped into the other elevator. It had all the numbers. There was a young girl in there. She was going to the penthouse. She asked me if I wanted to come to her place. The elevator went up, but when I got to the top, it started to swing back and forth like the pirate ship ride. the pirate ship. I think that's Disneyland. It swung and swung. I could totally feel it, she says. There were see-through doors on one side of the elevator. It swung so much that it opened another pair of metal doors on the see-through side, swinging us over the street. And when it swung back to the other way, the exit doors opened, and the girl said, "Jump." Wow. I love this. We totally jumped off this crazy elevator into her penthouse. There was her family there. There was her family there. I didn't know them, but they knew me. Like I was family. Wow. They all surrounded me, hugging me, saying, "We're so glad you're here. We love you so much." I woke up from that knowing I had shifted. Wow, I'm getting tingles reading this story. I was no longer stuck on the elevator that wouldn't take me where I wanted to go. I had moved into the new elevator with all the floors available. I love that idea. All possibilities, all realities, all versions of you are always available. She moved into the elevator that was the whole of who she is. Not this fragmented partial reality that only had floors 1 and 9. Wow. And I went straight to the top and jumped into the penthouse, surrounded by love. It's the whole metaphorical idea of rising in consciousness, going to the top, the penthouse of that greater mind that you are, that greater reality. I'm excited to continue creating my life moment by moment in my new amazing story. My unlimited I am. Feel free to share any of this with your viewers. Well, I shared all of it. I'm eternally grateful to you. Wow, wow, wow. 5 years of pain, told that she's not going to be able to do the things that she wants to do. That's it, that's her life. Pain-free now, absolutely healed. How? Not through stressing with processes and techniques, by jumping into that new version of her, that new reality. Remember this idea that Neville Goddard talks about, this idea that faith is feeling. And many have interpreted that to be the feeling, to be some changing emotion of feeling your wish fulfilled, right? Trying to feel happy and fulfilled. But and it is partly that, but it's not. But remember, faith is not changing emotions. If faith were changing emotions, where would we be, right? If faith was your changing moods, imagine Jesus saying, "Hey, Jesus, your I am awareness." Saying to the paralyzed man, "Well, I could heal you, but I'm just not in the mood." Right? You're changing feeling. I'm not feeling it today. Right? Or to the centurion servant, "Yeah, I could just say you could just say the word, but it's not going to work because I'm not in the mood today." Where would we be? Right? Faith is not feeling in the sense that it's your changing emotions. Neville Goddard was pointing to something much bigger, to your conviction of I am, to your conviction of being, to the certainty, the conviction that can't be shaken, ever. Wow. No healing, no manifesting, no process, and the pain vanished. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin Channel and studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin on the Tom Kearin Channel, and be sure to check out our video that we just released on the Be Something Wonderful channel. That other subscriber who manifested her $500,000 home without any money. Until next time, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, we'll see you soon.